Good morning, Rockets fans. It was a tough loss last night. We definitely had the capability of coming back and winning that game, but I guess better luck next time, right? We just had a great game against this very same team where we blew them out of the water when it counted. But I guess that we struggle the second time around, or on the second night of a back to back. So that's what we have to work on. Rockets versus Trailblazers, y'all. Let's get right into it. It was a horrible shooting night. Started off the game, we were down 10-3, and then we finally started to come back. But we had a 26% shooting in the first quarter. I think it was 34% overall on the night of us shooting. It was a bad night, y'all. And on these nights, I'd like for us to get closer to the rim. Try to get layups. They had a big shot blocker in there, right? So maybe we do some mid-range. It's if three balls not falling, we can't just chalk it up to the next game and next game we'll do better, right? We have to adjust, find ways that we could still win. But I do want to commend the effort that we made, because even when the chips were against us, we still found a way to make the game close, make the game winnable. So there's good things and there was bad things in the game, but yeah, shooting was horrible. Shooting was horrible. Last year, I challenged Jalen Green to get better at his pump fakes, right? Going to the rim and not going up the first time. This is a great example of that. Last year, the pump fake wasn't believable, right? And that's something that you got to work on. I mean, you had to work on it last year, I'd say. This is a great play, great example of you putting in the work and making that pump fake a little bit more believable, able to get these guys in the air and then giving them a move, and now you're able to get a layup right at the rim, right? So shout out to Jalen Green, man, working on your game. I'm seeing improvement. So we haven't talked about that. Later on in the game, I saw that you weren't getting minutes. I know that we wanted to have the Terror Twins in. Shout out to them. But I would have liked to see Jalen Green in the game, especially when we were down or the game was tied. That guy's a microwave for our team, right? And we needed a bucket late game. I wasn't really too proud of the fadeaway on the baseline from Şengün. I think that we could have got a better shot. I think we should have passed the ball around. We've been doing a great job this season of getting good shots almost every time down, and that shot on the baseline wasn't the best example of getting a good shot late. So let's do better with that, Rockets. The motto for this year, shout out to Dylan Brooks, man. Been a big asset to our team this season and last season. The motto for the year is sometimes you, sometimes me, always us. And I like that saying because we never know who's going to have the hot hand any given night, right? But the times that you don't have the hot hand, you still cheering on your teammate that does have the hot hand, passing him the ball and letting that person be great in that moment, not having any jealousy or envy. That's what we need, and we're showcasing that, right? I don't want to say that we're not, but I love that saying because it lets us know that we focused on chemistry. We focused on anybody that has that Rockets over their chest. We want them to be the best player that they can be. So I love that saying, man. Sometimes you, sometimes me, always us. And by us, it's the entire Rockets organization is winning whenever we decide that we're going to feed the hot hand, let the best player of that night get the shine. And if it's my night, I hope that my teammates cheer on me as much as I cheer on them when it's their night. And that's how we have success, y'all. That's how we have success. So I love the mentality of the team. I love the focus. But it's not. It wasn't this last game. We got to learn how to adjust, y'all. We got to learn how to adjust. We got to learn that when the shooting isn't going well for us, what can we lean on in order to pull out wins? Because every night isn't going to be easy, right? Every night isn't going to, the shot's not going to fall. But what do we do in the face of adversity? How do we adjust? How do we still find a way to pull out wins even when the chips are against us? So that's the question for tonight. Next game we play against the Timberwolves. Hopefully it's not one of those nights, because they got a huge shot blocker on their team that's a lot more experienced than Klingon, because he's a rookie. We're going to continue to face these challenges until we find a way to get past them. So let's lock in. Let's watch film, see how we could get better, see what shots we can get when we're struggling, and let's do better, y'all. I want to give a shout out to Şengün. I was tough and critical on him about that late game shot along the baseline. That wasn't the best, but on the defensive end, man, you were making strides. As I've been saying in the past couple of videos, man, this is a great example of, you may not be the highest leaper, right? You may not be the tallest center, 6'11" as a center, right? But you can always take charges, and I would take a charge over a block any day of the week. That's a turnover. That's a foul on the offensive player with the ball, which not 9 times out of 10, more than likely is one of their better players. And this example is a great example, because this is their best player going to the rim, and we getting a charge on him, adding to getting him into foul trouble, and a turnover and the ball. So shout out to Şengün for this, man. Working on your charges. It takes a selfless attitude, man, in order to take a charge, man. It takes a selfless attitude, because you giving up your body. You are putting yourself in a line of fire in order for the betterment of the team. Sometimes you, sometimes me, always us. So I love that attitude, man. I love this charge right here, man. I jumped out of my seat when I saw it, man, because I'm just loving the fact that we want to win above all. We want to win above all. That's the motto. That's the attitude. That's the level of focus that we have, man. So there's great things to see about this game, and then there was some things that we can improve on for sure. All right, so we lost this game late overall. This shot by Anthony Simons put the nail in the coffin, so to speak. But when we're not shooting well, I would like us to focus on defense, right? Focus on defense, and let's not try to lose. I understand that these are the best players in the world when it comes to basketball, right? These players are phenomenal in what they do. But as much as we can, let's try not to lose to the best player on the other team. Anthony Simons made this shot right here, took our hearts out, put the nail in the coffin, and I would have just liked us to make somebody else beat us, right? He scored on a layup the previous time down, and then he hit a three, and this was just a huge example of how we could have won if we would have kept our intensity and focus on the defensive end, man, because I think it's pretty simple to say that we wouldn't want the best player to shoot the last shot on the other team, right? What's for the birds is our late game defense and our shooting throughout the game. Haven't done one of these in a while, but there's definitely things that we can improve on. Got to get better, y'all. Next game versus the Timberwolves is a great way to show improvement, y'all. Peace, y'all.